Advantages and Disadvantages of Having a Marine Reserve in Cowell Bay by Quinn Morley. People started fishing 38,000 BC, and this was an important resource for tens of thousands of years, but this resource might be coming to an end. Big fishing boats known as trawlers are destroying our deep sea ocean, and smaller commercial fishing boats are wiping out the fish population of our bays. And with the help of recreational fishermen, we could run out of fish and other marine life. You're probably wondering, what about the fish that fishermen don't catch or aren't allowed to catch? Well, they die too, because by the time they pull up the fish that they are not allowed to catch, they will already be dead. The fishermen just throw them back into the ocean and let them sink to the bottom. Another reason the fish will die is they don't have a food source. As fish species die, their predators will go hungry. Losing fish can collapse the food web and destroy marine life in the ocean. The species at the bottom of the food chain will increase in population and eat all the phytoplankton. How do we fix this? Marine reserves. Marine reserves are part of the ocean where you're not allowed to catch fish or other marine life. Essentially, you're not allowed to take anything from this area. It allows the fish population to grow without a threat of being hunted. There is a marine reserve being put in and around Cowell Island, Cowell Bay, and Sandspit. I'm going to talk to you about the effects of this marine reserve on local people who live and work around here, and also others who might come here because of the marine reserve. Commercial shellfish farmers don't have much negative effect on the ocean. I'm not aware of any shellfish farmers currently operating in the proposed marine reserve. Oyster farmers Black Shag Oysters and Byron Marine have their farms in Mahurangi Harbour, which would not be affected. You would think commercial fishermen would be all no to having a marine reserve, but it depends on how much they rely on the area. And I know that there aren't that many commercial fishermen who fish in the bay and rely heavily on it. Marine reserves will not be a very good thing for commercial fishing companies around here because it stops them from fishing in the bays. However, it could be good because they could catch spillover. But relying on spillover isn't really sustainable, and you couldn't catch a lot of big fish from spillover every day for a long time. Some commercial fishermen in other areas say instead of putting a marine reserve put in, they would prefer to ban fishing in spawning season. Marine reserves will be a good thing for recreational fishers. They can go out to sea and happily catch spillover, which will be plenty for an average recreational fisher. The only problem is people who go out in small dinghies or kayaks. They will not be able to get out far enough, and if they do, it will probably be too dangerous. Impact on local iwi. The Maori traditionally protect the oceans because they say they are people of the land, and they have to say karakia before starting to fish. So you'd think that they would all yes to the plan. Some iwi are like that, but some aren't, unless a taipua, a place set aside for a marine reserve where they can fish and shellfish, is set in place. The Goat Island Marine Reserve has been a great success. People come from all over the world to experience the marine reserve. There are scientists and education centre to help people better understand the ocean. There is a snorkeling business and see-through kayak tours, as well as a glass-bottom boat. These businesses could also start up in the new reserve, meaning more jobs for local people. It will help businesses like the Bridge House because tourists will use the accommodation and buy food at the restaurant. This will also help my granddad, who owns a bed and breakfast, because people People come from all over the world and need a place to stay. The marine reserve would be a great idea, and I think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages.